Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Glmr. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. Jumping into the daily chart, so Glmr has been on a roll here, not a bad uptrend. If we take a look at this low and where we are right now, we've gone up 112.5%, which is okay. It's okay. It's not doing anything crazy like Injective, like Solana, or like AVAX, and we do cover those coins on the channel as well. But there will come a time when Glmr is also pumping. And I think the Polkadot 2.0 narrative is going to be bringing a lot more applications onto Moonbeam. And I think obviously that will bring more demand to the Glmr token and to the Polkadot coin. But taking a look at the daily chart, you can see that we are holding the 20 EMA as support, and this is very good. We are, seeing a few closes below here and there, but for the most part, we are bouncing off the 20 EMA, and that's what I like to see. If I remove the Fibonacci retracement just quickly, you can see we have a resistance block between 36.5 cents and 34 cents. This was our support back in 2022. We've retested it multiple times, even in 2023, but then we dropped below it. And right now, this could be our back test of resistance. As you know, once you lose a support level, you typically come back up, retest it as resistance, and then you continue back down. Will that happen here? I don't know, but I can tell you for sure if Bitcoin starts pulling back down, then it's looking more than likely that Glmr is going to pull back from this area here around about 34.5 cents. And if you take a look at this Fibonacci retracement here, we have our low at 16.5 cents in October and the local high in September at roughly 25 cents. So we did break above the first fib level. Obviously, we got to the 1.272, had a nice retracement to the 0.786, and then we're having another move to the upside here, which is great. We've taken out the 1.618 target already. So if you were entering for this short to mid-term trade and you were looking to take profit at the 1.618, great. The extension level has been met. The target out of this fractal has been met. And if we continue pumping to the upside, that really doesn't concern you as long as you took profit where you were supposed to take profit. For us long-term holders, this doesn't mean anything because we are not going to be selling anywhere below, $2-3 maybe. I'm not sure what are your targets for the bull market, but I will definitely not be selling at 35 cents just because we saw a 2x move to the upside. So there could be a lot of back and forth in this area. As you can see, we have another block above us between 51 cents and 42.5 cents. And then we have another block above us between 60 cents and 54 cents. And once we get through this area here, once we break above the February 2023 high and the August 2022 high, I think then it's going to be a much better and much smoother ride. But until then, I don't think Glmr is going to be doing these, 5x moves in just a couple of weeks. So it's just going to be a patient ride for us. And if we see a retracement, that's always a good area to be buying into the project. Would I be buying any tokens right now? To be honest with you, if you don't have any coins, yes, I would be buying right now because the market cap isn't that high and the project isn't that overextended. I mean, yes, we are kind of in the overbought here, and on top of that, we are printing a bearish divergence. So if you have the patience and you don't FOMO into projects, then feel free to wait until we see a retracement here, potentially coming back down to 28.5 cents. So this small resistance block that we had set up that was holding us down in May and June and July 2023. And then we came back up and retested it in November twice actually, and then we broke above, and now we could potentially just come back down there and hold it as support so that this bearish divergence can play out. And essentially a bearish divergence is when you print a lower high on the price action, or sorry, the RSI, but a higher high on the price action. That would be a bearish divergence. and this is typically followed by a retracement. Now, how low are we going to go? No one obviously knows, but what we can do is we can set up a Fibonacci retracement just to see where our golden ratio is. So let's assume that this was our top here at 35 cents. We're going to take this low here, and you can see that the golden ratio and the 0.5 are sitting between 24 and 22 cents. That would be an amazing entry point, to be honest with you. If you can enter, at 24, 22 cents, that's a golden entry point. Anything below 25 cents is essentially a steal, because when we were making videos down here, I told everyone that I would start buying into GLMR once we get below 40 cents. And then once we dropped here in March 2023, I think I started dollar cost averaging. And right now, personally, if I didn't have any tokens, I would not be buying into this. I would wait for some sort of a retracement. But let's switch over to the weekly chart so we can take a look at the long-term picture. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon, because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Taking a look at the weekly chart, we are pretty bullish here because we are breaking above the 20 EMA. That's the first thing, and this was our resistance level. As you can see, we tested it back in February, in October, and now we broke out above it. We also had a descending resistance trend line. As you can see, the first retest was back here in July, or I should say August 2022, then February 2023, and now we're trying to break out above that. Now we are starting to see a bit more volume coming into GLMR. That's good. And if we get a little bit more volume and we have a nice impulsive move to the 55 EMA and then a retracement, that would essentially confirm the breakout. But as of right now, it looks like we're potentially gonna, come back down to the 20 EMA, maybe the 0.236 fib here at 24 cents. So just make sure to have some buy limit orders set up in case we come back down to this area here. We have this resistance level to back test, and it's a nice level to come back down to. A lot of confluence down here. So just to be safe, feel free to set up some buy limit orders. That way, even if you're asleep, you're going to sweep all of these lows and hopefully continue on to the upside. Now, the important thing to notice here is that we want to be printing a higher low. We do not want to be going down here because this would essentially just continue the downtrend that we were in. We want to be breaking the trend. And the fact that we are breaking above a major resistance trend line is already a good thing. We just need to keep this momentum up. So a retracement is fine as long as we print a higher low. And like I said, ideally it's going to be around 24 cents. That would be the low. And from there, we can just continue with another leg up and print a higher high, potentially running into 44 cents. But once again, if we have a nice move to the upside here, a nice pump, that's also going to be a huge contributor to us saying that we're not going to be coming back down to these lows. But officially, we can say that the bear market low has been printed once this is broken. Once we are above 80 cents, then I'm 99% sure that the bear market bottom is in, because once you start breaking resistance levels on a continuous basis, then you have more targets to the upside. But when you're doing something like this and you're just printing lower highs and lower lows, it's a downtrend. There's no way for me to say, oh, we're going to reverse right here. No, it's that you wait for the reversal and then you start looking at what are your possibilities. And once we are in an uptrend, just saying out of the blue that, oh, we're going to see a dump all the way down here is not really going to work, because you're in an uptrend. You have to follow the trend. So let's hopefully start creating an uptrend here, and then we can start And then we can start looking at some targets to the upside like $5, $3.97, and maybe $10 down the line, but that's too far ahead of ourselves. And also taking a look at the weekly stochastic and the RSI, you can see that we were down here in the stochastic and on the RSI in the oversold for many months, and we were making videos on GLMR this entire time here, and I was telling you guys buying at these levels is very good. And even when we were down here at 19 cents, we were making videos and I kept telling you that's a good buying price. If I didn't have any tokens, I would definitely be buying down there. And now people are wondering whether they should buy when it's done a 2x. You know, you can buy, of course, but why weren't you buying when it was, 50% cheaper? But that's pretty much everything I have for this video. Let me know what are your targets for GLMR. We are still not quite out of the woods yet. Like I said, we're waiting for this high to be broken, and then we consider ourselves bullish for the rest of the bull market. Stay safe and take care.